All right, so I wanted to make this video because I haven't really seen a lot of content on this guy right here. This is called the Warbo. It is an everyday carry Carabiner Tanto utility knife. And when I first saw this, I thought, wow, this is really cool, very unique. I don't have anything else like this in my collection. But like I said, there's not a lot of content on the Warbo here. And I wanted to figure out if this is really practical enough for everyday carry, or is it just a gimmick? And honestly, I haven't really figured that out yet. So let's just jump right into the features here. All right, the Warbo is a mini Tanto Carabiner utility knife that has a 1.5-inch 14C28N steel blade with a gray titanium-nitride coating, black textured G10 scales, and 2 ways to deploy the blade, with a nail nick or the rear flipper tab. And the real standout feature of the Warbo is the integrated carabiner. And basically my favorite feature of the Warbo is this carabiner. It gives me the ability to clip this right on my belt loop and frees up some pocket space. So in a way, I like this better than a pocket clip. And if I get in real close, you can see that red anodized aluminum carabiner gate. So this is a really sleek looking utility knife. The red anodized aluminum carabiner gate right here on top of the textured black G10 scales and this gray titanium nitride coated blade right here. I just love the looks of this thing. And as a tool, it really comes in handy when you need it. The overall length of the Warbo is 4.5 inches. The blade itself is 1.5 inches. And yes, I did measure the thickness of the blade. That is a 2 millimeter thick blade. That is a really thin 14C28N Tanto, which makes the Warbo very, very slicey. And I've been using this for the past week or so. And that 14C28N blade isn't dulling at all yet. Yes, I know it's not the most premium steel to use on a knife, but it is keeping the price of the Warbo low. It's about $34.99. I think I just saw on their website, $34.99. And the fact that it's not the most premium steel on the planet is that much more impressive that I didn't have to sharpen this in the past week, using it almost nonstop. And that's another concern I have with the Warbo. When I do have to sharpen this, how easy will it be to sharpen this 1.5-inch Tanto blade right there? Maybe I'm thinking way too hard about this, but it looks like I can just put this right on the edge of my whetstone. It might not be an issue at all. But the point is, I haven't had to sharpen this bad boy yet. So that is really, really impressive. So let's go over some of the other features here. Yes, it is a liner lock right there. And when it's closed, that closed detent is really strong. So it takes a little bit of force on this rear flipper tab to open it fully. But when it does, you can see that just flies open. And I believe there's ball bearings in the pivot here. So the action feels really, really smooth, as you can see. And the Warbo here is right on the edge of almost being a fidget toy for me with that little 1.5-inch blade, how fast it pops out. It's a very addictive little knife. And I'm loving the Tanto blade as a utility knife. Let me just grab a box here. And let me show you what I'm talking about. So just the shape of the Tanto. Let me zoom out a little bit. Oop, wrong way. The shape of the Tanto blade right here, I like to use this first point right there, right by the belly, because it makes it really easy. Instead of using the point, I like using the point on the belly right there as a utility knife. In fact, I almost prefer this. It's just a really convenient shape for a utility knife to rest this flipper tab right there in the box and use that first point right there to open anything. Also, these textured G10 scales feel really nice in the hands. Overall, it feels very well built. Now let me weigh this bad boy so you guys get an idea how light it is. 1.7 ounces, and in grams, that's 48 grams. And like I said, possibly my favorite feature of this Warbo is this carabiner right here. The ability to just clip this right on my belt loop, frees up pocket space so I don't have to have my knife or anything like that touching my wallet, my keys, my phone. But the real question is this practical enough for everyday carry, or is it just a gimmick? And honestly, I just don't know yet. Yes, I do love the ability to clip this on my belt loop. That is a pro. But not having the ability to change out the blade quickly like any other utility knife on the planet, that's definitely a con. Whenever this blade goes dull, yes, I do have to sharpen it. I can't just pop it out and pop in a new one like a standard utility knife. But still, in my opinion, the Warbo is a sick little utility knife and very, very unique. So I guess if you're sick of carrying the same old utility knives on you all the time, this is a good option. It's just something different. And yes, it is more expensive than your standard work utility knife, say a Milwaukee Fastback, but it's much less expensive than a premium everyday carry utility knife, say something like the U1 Ultra I just reviewed. A lot of those knives can get very expensive with the titanium bodies and all that. This is just G10 14C28N, $35 right now on their website, which I do think is a pretty good deal, especially with something as unique as the Warbo here. All right, guys, that's basically it. I just wanted to do a quick video on the Warbo here, and if you guys weren't aware of it, now you are, and discuss the practicality of it. Is it a gimmick or is it a real tool? Let me know in the comments below what you guys think, but if you did enjoy this video, please give me that thumbs up. Please subscribe, and go!